Thank you and welcome back to the second segment of the show for today. We're talking to Dr. CPoe8, and the topic is the relationship between religion and health. Dr. Poe, before we had our first commercial break, we wanted to at least give you an opportunity during the second segment to talk about the relationship between religion and health and how it is that folks who seem to be involved in religion one way or the other seem to have better health and well-being and etc. Talk about it from that perspective.
Well, that's a very good question, Dr. Haney, because we still don't know in terms of reproducible laboratory evidence why people who are religious have better mental and physical health. We don't understand the biological or possibly the physiological mechanism or mechanisms underlying this fact. We do know it's a fact based on the available research. Now, it has been suggested that people who are religious probably make better health decisions. They're more likely to go to the doctor when they're sick. They're less likely to smoke. They're less likely to abuse alcohol. They're more likely to take care of themselves. But there are studies that have controlled for what's called health behaviors, and still people who pray, who attend a place of worship on a regular basis, who have a genuine faith in God, and that's a very important fact, spiritual fact. These people consistently, in most studies now, not in all studies, have better mental and physical health. And let me say that I believe that God is the reason. I believe that whenever I live in a way that's pleasing to Him, He affirms me, He rewards me, if you will, by blessing me with a higher level of mental and physical health. Now, whether we can demonstrate that in the laboratory, I don't know. I'm not bothered if we can't. I'm convinced that God is the reason why people who are religious have better mental and better physical health.
And you think that you can almost find facts of that every Sunday or every time that people gather in terms of religion, some kind of religious service, because that is a testimony that most of them will make. And so, so what you're saying is that in spite of the fact that you can't demonstrate it in the laboratory, that you believe that to be true, and that's the point of view.
Absolutely. And absolutely. I think that, for example, the data is so overwhelming. For instance, people who are religious have a much lower suicide rate, a much lower homicide rate, a much lower rate of alcohol and drug abuse. They have better marriages overall. They have a lower divorce rate. As I said before, they have a better functioning immune system. There was a study done at Duke involving 1,700 elderly people, and they found that people who are religious and who are involved in their church, these people have a lower level of a certain chemical in the blood that's high in persons who have HIV/AIDS, and persons who have a certain kind of cancer called lymphoma, and persons who are very advanced in age. All right. So we have scientific data that affirms that people who are religious consistently, and most studies now, not in all, have better mental and physical health.
So, Dr. Poe, what would be your advice? Would it be your advice to people who